everyone, and welcome to this presentation on critical race theory. This is going to be part one, the introduction to the theory, and then there's going to be a series of videos on the 6 basic tenets of the theory. So let's get started. Critical race theory actually developed in the legal studies area, where there was a concern about our country's history of sidestepping racial and ethnic differences in favor of a singular national identity. Now, I found this graphic or meme or whatever you want to call it that kind of encapsulates this, I think, perfectly. I hate to put something like this up, but, for educational purposes. Let's see. It says, you're not a black, white, yellow, or brown. You're an American. Start acting like it. So just even not touching on the fact that they're using black, white, yellow, or brown without person in there. This is basically this idea. And it's related to this colorblind ideology that sometimes liberal and more progressive folks, and even conservatives, I guess this applies to everybody, want to adopt so that they don't seem racist. So it's this idea that we're all the same and that we shouldn't even see difference. I'm colorblind, I don't see race, that idea. But the issue with that is there's no problem in seeing a person's race. We are all different. The problem becomes, well, I'll talk about that later. Let me just show you this one quote that I think is really great by Jane Elliott. So she says, when you say to a person of color, when I see you, I don't see you black, I just see everybody the same, think about that. You don't have the right to say to a person, I do not see you as you are. I want to see you as I would be more comfortable seeing you. And that's really at the heart of the issue. As Memi notes, there's no necessarily bad thing, if you will, about seeing a person's race. The problem then becomes when we make judgments about that. So according to Memi, this is how that would work. We first view a difference, and then we place a value on that difference. Then we make generalizations based on that value judgment, and then we use those generalizations to oppress that particular group. So that's when seeing difference becomes a problem, is when these further steps are engaged in. But seeing difference in and of itself is okay. We can even value our differences. So in terms of critical race theory, the idea is that some folks believe we have created a society free of racial and ethnic discrimination and inequality, so-called post-racial society. So critical race theory challenges the liberalist claims of objectivity, neutrality, and color blindness in the law. Because when we do that, when we assume that the law is objective and neutral and colorblind, it normalizes and perpetuates racism and oppression by ignoring the structural inequalities that lead to that oppression in the first place. So as I said, critical race theory developed within the legal studies field, but I'll be talking about it mostly as it relates to social welfare, social work practice, and policy. Okay, so critical race theory has 3 basic tenets. There's this idea of endemic racism, social construction of race, voices of color, differential racialization, intersectionality, and interest convergence. This is the end of part 1, so we have 6 more to go. So I'm going to try to end these videos with cartoon graphics that kind of display what I've been talking about. And here's one for color blindness. We have this toilet paper that says, we're really the same, me and you, same manufacturer even. And then the tissues are saying, just ignore him, kids. Well, we can't ignore it. This is the problem. We've been ignoring it for too long, which is what critical race theory would argue. Okay, so make sure you pop over to part 2, and thank you for watching. Bye. Oh, never mind. Sources of images. There we go. Okay, now bye. No, bye. The references. Oh dear. Okay. Now I think it's bye.